Let me gather everything. What's going on, guys? So I thought I would do a little charm haul. I've had some charms waiting for some time, and they've been waiting to go into the box. So I thought I would unbox them. I'm going to do this live just because it's easier and it's all in one platform. And I'll just show you what I got. So, and I do these videos from time to time just to kind of show you guys what I include in my charm box, tell you where I got them, that sort of a thing. So we'll see what happens. So I have a series of stuff that I'll show to you. Some is already taken off of the marker or off of the packaging, and some is still in the packaging. But hey, Lisa Vanderham, how are you? It's not a charming event, Elisa. It's just a charm haul. Like I'm just showing you new charms that are going to go into the box. Tomorrow night will be the charm event. And I'm not sure what time the charm event will be because I have a class at 6 p.m. So it may have to be a little bit earlier or a little bit later than that. I don't know how long the class is going to be. So let's get into it. Some of these charms I've been holding out on my desk and I would like to get them into the box. They've been waiting, clamoring at the bit to get in there. So let's see. And one of them, I can't remember who it is. I cannot believe it. It's a seated deity and I cannot remember who this deity is. I feel really bad for that. I think it might be Krishna, but I'm not sure. We'll have to look it up. But so I will share with you what I do have. So this I got a while back. This is, oh, I gotta switch the cameras 1 second. Let me take it off me. Hey, Tammy Sylvester, how are you, dear? Let me go to the rear camera. Okay, there we go. So now you guys can see the new charms that are going into the box. So first off, this is Lakshmi. And Lakshmi, I believe it's spelled Lakshmi. She is a deity from Indian descent. I believe she is like sort of the lover to Krishna, I believe. I'd have to double check that. Somebody, if you could Google that for me, I greatly appreciate it. But this is Lakshmi. So I feel like she's going to represent not only like I get a playful vibe from her. I don't really know a lot about Lakshmi as a goddess, but I sort of feel like she's going to represent sort of playfulness, also sort of the divine feminine in a weird way, or like an Indian version of Juliet. I also feel like in past life readings, she would represent the feeling of female in India, that sort of a thing. So she's sort of representing that, but she's going to be more playful, youthful, exuberant, demure in that way. That's kind of the feeling that I get from her. I believe that's who that is. So I think that's the case there. This is Kali. Hey, Philly Ryan English, how are you? This is Kali, former owner of my company, Lakshmi Mittal. There you go. So this is Kali, and she is like a, I believe she has 7 or 8 arms. She's a pretty intense chick. She represents sort of, you know, she's a goddess that like is not afraid of her own power, her own anger. She can represent total destruction and annihilation. She is also another Indian goddess, but I just like her. I feel like this is a woman who is maybe scorned, yet not allowing that to take her over. Does that make sense? So I feel like this could represent as not only, again, as India or Asia in a way, but it can also represent somebody who's maybe taking back their power, somebody who's being aggressive, somebody who is, and not necessarily aggressive in a bad way, but aggressive in like owning that and making it work for them. That's certainly like Kali's attributes. And then this is the one I can't remember, and I'm not sure who the heck this is. I don't remember who this is. This is, I'm going to have to go back to this store and ask again. I think, oh shoot, I cannot remember who this is. Oh, damn it. I'm wondering if this is, oh, I don't know. Anyways, this is another Indian deity, so they're going into the box. So I just wanted to let you know, I'm going to have to go back to the store and ask about this one again. And these are, I believe, bronze. I'm not sure. They're not gold by any means, and they weren't super expensive. They were each under $10. They're a little bit more expensive as far as charms are concerned, but they're also a little bit heavier. They're certainly much more detailed. I'm wondering if this is not Vishnu, but this might be another rendition of Krishna, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll have to look into that. He looks like he's got a couple of different, I don't know if those are arms, but I'm not sure. I think this might be a different version of Krishna, but I'm not sure. All right. Now, hi, David. Mary, how are you? Hey, Dee, I'm not right now. Right now is just a charm haul. So I will be on again later tonight. I'm going to do my big readings, and then I'm probably going to do King Rootin' Tootin'. Exactly, Mary. You're such a ding dong. I'll probably come on again later in a little bit to do some of the readings that I did the last time around. If you guys were here, I don't know if you tuned in, but those sort of rune stone tile readings, I have a board that I made, and so I want to use that tonight. So I'll probably do a live of that tonight, and you guys can purchase those readings tonight if you want to make sure that you get one. If not, then I'll just maybe give one away for free or something. But I do need to make money for certain. So now this one is a donut, and the reason why I like this donut is it represented sort of decadence to me. It's also that sort of sweetness. I love how like sparkly it is. It's also like sort of forbidden in a way, like us treating ourselves. Also the gold underneath. It's kind of like, I don't know. I love this because it represents sort of those things, the sweetness of life, the opulence or the decadence, really enjoying life and being indulgent. So I felt like if this came up in a reading, that's what it would represent for me, is if you maybe lived a more indulgent life, or if you enjoyed things. It was kind of had that vibe to me. So I love this, and it just made me feel those feelings. So I was like, that has to go in my charm box. This I actually got from Michael's crafts, which was kind of cool. All right. Now, these other ones that you're going to see next, I got from Michael's Crafts, and I don't know how much they were, like a couple of dollars each, I think. They were also on sale, like you bought one and got another one 50% off. So this is a soccer ball, and the reason why I got this soccer ball, I'll have to take the attachments off of it. But the reason why I liked it is not only did it represent sort of sport to me, right? Because I don't think I have many sporty things in there. I have like a football helmet, but that to me in the charm box represents more about playing the game or being protected, right? So yes, it kind of could represent sports, but this to me not only represents sports, but it also represents, like in the past life readings, this could represent like South America is kind of how I feel, like Mexico or Spain maybe. And I know Spain's not in South America, guys, but places where soccer is a very popular sport. So I kind of felt like this would be a cool idea for the past lives, like in countries other than, where, I don't know, like I just kind of felt like, oh, this would work for taking me mentally towards South America or maybe Brazil, that sort of a thing. Okay. So I thought that was cool for that. And it also represents like sports. It could be being more healthy in readings. Like if we saw this coming up in the future, like maybe it would indicate like that we're taking our health into our own hands and becoming more active in a fun way, that kind of a thing. Now, these are much more basic. These came in a set of 6. These are small little charms. They say brave, loved, strong, blessed, adored, and sweet. And I felt like all of these were really sweet, warm ideas or thoughts. And I like that about them. So I think that they'll be nice just to kind of go in there to add, just different words of maybe how we need to know that we're being perceived, or how people's feelings are towards us. So I've got all of those. So those will get clipped off of the back and put into the box. And then I think I described these to you guys on another live really quick. I don't know how I feel so much about this I Heart Crafting one in the center, but I really do love all of these other ones that come in this set. And part of it is we have a paintbrush and paint colors, which would represent an artist or creativity. We have a thimble and thread, right? A needle and thread. And then we have a yarn, right? A ball of yarn with two yarn needles through it. And the reason why these two seem kind of redundant, right? But I feel like the yarn to me could represent it could be a long story, right? That could be the yarn. Or it could indicate something that is ongoing that we're entrapped in or tied up in, caught up in, that kind of a thing. Where the needle and thread to me has a far more delicate nature to it. It could be a much more delicate situation, a situation that could snap or could break if we're not careful. There's an intricacy in this spool that isn't in this yarn ball, right? And then the glue gun to me I love because that could be a sticky situation of some sort. That would represent that. And then the golden scissors, I already have a pair of scissors in the box, but I feel like the golden scissors would represent something different in a weird way. In essence, like usually the scissors to me is like sort of cutting something away, right? But with the golden scissors, I feel like if that were to come up, I would feel like the gold would indicate, depending on which charms were closest to it, it would indicate the cutting away of a situation, but in a positive realm more so because it's got that golden color to it, right? So if we find ourselves cutting situations away, this would be to our own benefit in a way versus maybe needing to cut things away, you know, because they're harmful to us. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna still throw those in there. I don't know about the I Heart Crafting charm because I don't know if I need that one necessarily. But it's on there. So I'm not sure if that will go in there or not. You're claiming sweet. Okay, Mary. Yes, I could represent. I have big balls. All right, so here's two more that I got this morning, and I'm kind of in love with these charms too. These I found at this rando like mall that I love to go to. It's so weird. And it's kind of sad, but I love this mall. And this lady has a little kiosk there that she rents, and she sells weird jewels and stuff. And so she has a whole tray full of stuff. And a lot of the stuff I have different renditions of. There's a lot of crosses and keys. There's a little diamond ring, different things like that. I didn't need those things, but she did have this, which is a set of handcuffs. Little mini set of handcuffs. I love these. So I feel like this could obviously represent jail time, legal troubles, troubles with the law. Like if we're charming and somebody, you know, we're looking at like maybe a ex comes up in the charming and these show up, we'll know that, oh yeah, this is somebody that's had some trouble, or somebody that we felt chained to, that we felt stuck to, that we wanted to get away from. It's got that kind of a vibe. So I love these as like just the sort of, they open up a whole sort of realm of storytelling in the charmings that has not been available previously. I mean, unless I pick up on it, but this is a pretty blunt reference to, oh my gosh, you've been in trouble, or they've been in trouble, or you're stuck to this situation and you need to get away kind of thing. You want to be free, that sort of a vibe there. So I love those. I'm super excited about those. Or you're getting laid tonight. Exactly, Tammy. Exactly. You little perv. Please hit the like button if you guys are enjoying this video. It greatly helps me, especially those of you on YouTube. And then this one I love. It's a little school bus. A little school bus. Because all of you guys need to ride to school on a small school bus, basically. This to me represents sort of, it could represent education. It could represent childhood for some. It really depends on what other charmings come up in the readings. But I also felt like this was rather distinctive and not like anything else that I had in the box. So I felt like this was sort of perfect to include in there. It could even represent transportation or memories in a weird way, like just the word memories, like our memories from childhood, that sort of a thing. It could be fond memories even, right? Because we're talking about a yellow school bus. It could represent education for some readings. It really depends on how it comes up and what comes up in the reading. So that's pretty much it for the newest charm haul stuff. Speaking of charms, did I ever show you that I found this outside my new house when I moved? It's an Archangel Raphael medallion. It was in the street one night when I was really upset. I was like throwing something in the garbage, and I spun around and this glinted in the sun, and I looked down on the street and I picked it up, and it was Archangel Raphael. And I found that, oh, I don't know, a few months ago when I first moved here. So he sits here on my desk. I'm not going to put him in the charm box because I believe he's for me. He sort of came to me but he sits right there on my desk. Oh, and for those of you that watched another video of mine, I was trying to remember what this pendulum was. I found out what this stone was. This is ruby and zoiste. So the bloodstone was the green one, just to settle any arguments. And that is ruby and zoiste, whatever that is. I have to look that one up again. So yeah, the short bus does mean you're a window licker, exactly. Y'all are crazy. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are well. I can talk to you for a minute if you guys want while I unbox or while I undo these charms. And then I'll probably sign off, feed my dogs. Let me switch cameras. Feed my dogs, and then I'll come back on and do some readings in a little bit. How are you guys doing, though? It's good to see you all. Peachy. Oh, good. That's good. That's cute. I love that you can do the little emojis, Tammy. That's cute, cute, cute. Good, really. See you soonage. Where are the ankle cuffs? She had 2 sets. I could have gotten 2 sets. Y'all have both been to jail. Okay, now, why do they put all of these little metal pieces? Such a waste of all of this metal and packaging. But I don't know. I want to consecrate these guys with a little bit of sage before I put them in the box. You'll take one what? Some ankle bracelets? Where are the bolt cutters? Exactly. That's a good idea. I have scissors, but they're on these like little wire backed things that you have to get the wires out to get the charms off the back of the cardboard. And that's kind of the hard part, is trying to get the wire off, because the wire is really thin. And as you've seen, I don't really have any sort of fingernails to save my life. Wait, what? Dilly Bar. Tonight, Dilly Bar? Who are you taking? Oh, you're talking to Mary. I know. Mary has no idea what I'm doing. She's just dropping in. She's like, I'll take one. She doesn't even know what it is. I could be handing out like Jim Jones Kool-Aid. She's like, sure, I'll have some. It'll be so good. It's delicious. I love Kool-Aid. Oh my God. It's so good for me. I love me some Kool-Aid. Good, good, good. And I love that she sent me home the handcuffs in a little leopard print bag. So silly. Little leopard print. I was like, this is a girl after my own heart. Handcuff charms and a little leopard bag. Really broad. I love you. Marry me. She had some cute little t-shirts too. I might go back. I need to stop spending money right now, but whatever. I went to go apply for a job and I ended up not doing it this morning because they wanted me to sign a no-compete thing for a pizza delivery service, like delivering pizzas. And I was like, I'm not going to sign a 2-year non-compete clause just to deliver pizza. That's crazy. I'm not going to limit my opportunities for getting work down the line just so I can work for you. That makes no sense. But I guess that's what's going on in the world nowadays. I guess pizza delivery is serious business. So I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board about finding work, but I will. But I just didn't think it was wise to be like signing a no-compete clause on a job that I wasn't even sure if I would like it or the bosses or anything. And I asked them, I was like, is there any chance I could try the job out first before signing the clause? Like, and they literally want like you not to work for any competitive business for 2 years after working for them. I was like, that's a long time. And define competitive business, like anything that delivers food or just other pizza companies. And the language in the paperwork was extremely vague. And it was like vague to protect their company. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Screw that. They're good. They're in the other room. It's really gray here today. It's really fogged over and gray. So they're not out of the, I keep them in a closet right now because they're gay. I'm just kidding. I keep them in a closet because it keeps them safe from the cats when I'm not around them. And so they sit under a heat lamp in the closet because it's the safest place for them until the sun comes out. When the sun comes out, I put them out in the window, on the windowsill. I have these window boxes where they can sit on the windowsill and get sun. And so, and I put them out there, but I'm usually out there with them when they do that. But today there's no sun, so. It is crazy, Christine. I thought it was totally crazy. And they have this whole big, weird documentation around it for, and I was like, so I asked the lady today, because I actually went to the training because the manager of the pizza joint told me, he's like, well, that's okay. I understand why you're uncomfortable for signing it. Just explain to them, blah, 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 and go to the class anyways. Like he wanted me to still go. So I got up this morning at 6 a.m. to go, to get there by 9. And I get there and I tell her that I didn't sign the paperwork because I didn't quite feel comfortable with it. I haven't even worked at the job yet. I said, I've never done pizza delivery, so I don't want to sign something that indicates that you guys, and they say that like it gives them the right to sue me for a flat $25,000 if they caught me working for a competitor 2 years after, anytime during 2 years after my employment with them. And I was like, is my understanding correct of this? She said, yes. I was like, okay, I'm not signing that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I left, and she's like, you're going to need to call the manager of that store and explain to him that you were unwilling. I was like, okay, I'll do that right away. Because I thought that would be a good gig, only because not only does it, it gives me the opportunity to work in my car, right? So I don't have to necessarily be around the public that much, especially with all the COVID shit. But I'm not going to sign something that gives them the okay to sue me. And I even like one of the manager that was trying to hire me, he was like, oh, don't worry about it. You know, I know that it sounds scary, but it's really not. I know people that used to work here that have gone to Pizza Hut. They're now driving for Pizza Hut and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, but I don't really want to go. Like, what if I don't work out there? I don't want to have to live under this worry of like getting caught in another job for the next 2 years. Like, no, thank you. For mind you, an $8 an hour job. And I looked it up, it's legal, like they can do that. I've heard different stories about whether or not it will hold up in court, but they have the legal right to ask their employees to do that. I was like, this feels like an abusive relationship, and we haven't even started dating. You haven't even bought me dinner first. You bastards. So I was like, deuces, I gotta go. I don't know if I want that on there. Can I twist that off? See, camera. I'm thinking about DoorDash, Tammy. Exactly. Instacart personal shopper. I have that. I don't know what that is. I'll look into it though. I'm just trying to figure out things that I can do where ideally I can like not have to work with the public directly all the time, where I can hopefully, you know, go into work, kind of work on my own by myself, so I'm not spreading anything or picking anything up. And then, and so pizza delivery kind of fit the bill. I don't know. I was thinking about Uber Eats, which is similar to DoorDash. But then again, see, that's where I found out that like Uber Eats, like if I took this job, I would then be responsible to them. And I asked her, I said, would that mean I couldn't deliver for Uber Eats? Because it doesn't say what a competitive business is. It just says any competitive business. So what would that indicate? And she's like, Uber Eats would be a competitive business. I was like, okay, great. That would be a giant no for me. Thank you. It's like all of a sudden pizza has gotten like hella dirty or something. Like pizza ain't no joke anymore. I'm thinking maybe Uber or Lyft. I don't know. I don't know if I want people in my car with the whole COVID thing. That's another thing I'm a little bit like put off by is, do I want to be around people? Like, that's why I'm thinking like food delivery might work because I just have to go drop the food off. I don't have to interrupt you. You do the grocery shopping for people and deliver it, no contact. Your tip is automatically added percentage of what they spent. That's cool. And what's it called? Instacart? I'll have to look and see. I'll see if that's here. If they have that, I wouldn't be. Andrew was telling me about the one where you can be an Amazon shopper, but you have to go to Whole Foods, and I don't know where the nearest Whole Foods is to me. And so that's the only problem with that is figuring out where the Whole Foods is because you have to shop at Whole Foods via Amazon or something like that. Hey, Ann English, how are you? So I don't know. We'll see. I just need to figure something out. In the meantime, while I'm, sitting here idle, it would be good also to have like a focal point too, I feel like. Just something to sort of work towards. I mean, I could certainly go and get a job at like a Walmart or something maybe, but I don't know if that's the right response either because it's just putting myself at risk for the potential of COVID for like $10 an hour just doesn't make sense. That would be silly. So I was trying to think, okay, how do I circumvent that? And the delivery service stuff kind of works because the majority of your time is literally spent in a car. Hey, Jen Nichols, how are you? I will check it out for Instacart, my dear. I will. And tomorrow night, just since Jen and Tammy and Lisa and all of you are here, since you guys weren't at the last Charming, tomorrow night will be a Charming, but I have a class at 6 p.m. So I don't know if the Charming will be earlier or later. I'll have to determine that unless you guys want to call out what works better for you, because you guys would be probably wanting to show up and get your Charmings. So you have to let me know. And I'm not doing readings right now, dear. I was just doing a charm unboxing. So I just opened up a whole series of new charms that are going to go into the box for tomorrow night. But I will be doing some live readings later tonight, but these will not be charmings. They will be the new style readings that I've been practicing. I want to do some more of those. I built this board the other day that I want to use and see how well that works. Actually, let me see. Let me move some stuff around and see how the board looks on the camera. I'm not sure what time. I don't know if I'll be inspired to do it before the class, like starting at 5 p.m. my time, which might be better, but I'll have to be done at 6, because I'll have to jump out and go to this class thing. Because I also don't know how long this class thing is going to be. It was sort of an unexpected thing that he added to the schedule last week. So he doesn't say if it's a 2-hour thing or not. So it may go as late as 8 at the most. But so it might be better to get on at like 4:30 and be on for an hour and a half prior versus later. I don't know. We'll see. But I want to see how this board works really quick. And then we will consecrate the charms. This is just something that I do with all the charms that you guys can see. All right, let's switch cameras really quick. Let me switch it to the Brio. Get it, Brio. Please hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. It helps me greatly. And thank you to everybody that's been tuning in for the daily forecast and liking the videos. I really appreciate that. It's been a lot of fun. So this is the new board that I created. I hope it fits in the screen. I'm a little worried that it won't now that I've gone and made it. But let's see how well it looks. See if it all fits. Does it all fit? Oh my God, it's so big. Okay, it kind of fits for the most part. But this is that board that I was telling you about where it's not the best board. It looks kind of jacked up. But I was making it the other day. And so I put the north one up here because I know that this direction is north. This is south. And all of these directions in between should work. This is east, that's west, in real life too. So when I'm looking at this, it's actually facing the direction that it's supposed to. This is supposed to be a yin-yang symbol. It was originally all black, and then I noticed I had a white pen that covered the black. It didn't come out very well, but that's okay. So this is what we'll use later for the readings. And I thought it would be more powerful to actually set up the card in the actual directions of the directions, honoring them even more. And then I included a water droplet for water, a wood. This is supposed to be a piece of wood, like a log. A fire, this is supposed to be like a flame, similar to the water droplet. And then the planet Earth here. So that's for Earth. So it shows us, then we have northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest. So these are pointing in the directions. And I tried to measure it out. It still looks a little bit oblong because this circle is not perfectly symmetrical. And it was kind of hard to create. And then I put in what each section represents. I'm sorry, but let me just show you something. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, you can't see him. He's like at my feet, not the other dog, not Bodhi. You can see, oh, there goes Gus. He was standing right next to me, pressing up against me, letting me know that it's past 3 o'clock and he's ready to eat. He's such a shit. I love him. He was sick yesterday. We had to go to the vet. Cost me $500 yesterday. Scared the shit out of me though. He woke up at 4 in the morning, not last night, but the night before, throwing up. Stressful, but whatever. It is what it is. He's okay now. He's on antibiotics. I'm not sure what made him sick, but this is my life, guys. And he's my baby. And I knew that he was sick because he was not hungry. And so when that dog is not pushing me for food, I know something's wrong. So he got up and he even peed in the bathroom. Like he got up and he walked to the bathroom and took a big long pee on the bathroom floor. Thank God it was on the tile, but it was like he was really acting weird and like going, I was like, what is wrong with you? So in the morning, we got him a vet appointment, luckily. And so I spent a lot of the day yesterday dealing with that. That's why, for those of you that are paying attention over on Patreon, the daily went out way late yesterday. That was part of the reason. Was because I was so off center because I was busy tending to the dog and dealing with shit there in the early part of the day. Yeah, I can't raise it out and I can't zoom it out. The arm that the camera's on is only so far, only so big. So I'll have to figure it out somehow. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure out a way to work. But I thought it would help to define the lines for everybody so that everybody could see the readings and understand a little bit better about what I'm talking about. So yeah. Now the other dog's under the desk, like with his chin in my hand, trying to get me to come out and feed him. So I gotta probably go feed them. But yeah, so I just wanted to, let me, hold on 1 second. Hi, Ding Dong, what are you doing? Hi, oh. Let's get a bowl. I just use this bowl. I love this bowl, octopusy bowl. Feel like a little octopus. All right, so let's put all of our charms into the octopus bowl. There goes the magic school bus, the dirty handcuffs, Patty Painter face, and the decadent donut. Some of you all love a decadent donut, don't lie. All of our Indian deities that came to show up today, let's get them in there. Spool and of thread, and our ball of yarn. I feel like a witch. Eye of glue gun, and newt of scissor. And our soccer ball. Go! And all of our lovely words. Let's put them all in there. Let's get a little sage. We're going to just sage them all to death. So as I'm doing this, I kind of keep in my mind, what are you doing, Ding Dong? Where are you running off to? As I keep it in my mind, I kind of keep in my mind that I want these charms to bring us, the messages that we require and need. That's the intention that I'm setting in my mind as I do this. And then this is to clear off any residue in their making, in their travels, to get to me and to my charm box. And this just cleanses them off, sets them like at 0. Sometimes I'll do this for the whole box. Like I'll blow sage smoke into the box. I don't take all of the charms out. That's just a lot. And I think the charms also, it's this weird thing that I believe that they kind of vibrate in a weird way. So once they're in the box, that's kind of their home. I also have taken to this weird thing. You know how in certain cultures, like I think in Asian cultures, if it's a bad sign to set your purse on the floor, I don't know if you guys know that. It's bad about your money. It's like a mistreatment of your money. And so I don't set the charm box on the floor anymore. I set it in the seat on the other side of the desk. If I take it off the desk, because it usually sits underneath that camera, so I won't let the charm box go on the floor anymore. It's a sign of respect to the charms, if that makes any sense. So I try and be careful. And I mean, each their own. It's only my personal preference. I don't think it like, to me, I just feel like it's my relationship to my charm box and the messages that I get from it. So it's a sign of respect to them. And any of that like solidifies that sort of intention in our head, like how we treat our cards, where we keep them, all of that sort of stuff really, I think, makes a difference just in our own ability to sort of talk to them. Let's cleanse, Dan. Exactly. Look, doesn't hurt to do this every once in a while. I will do it after after I've read a bunch of people. I'll totally cleanse, or I'll go take a salt bath. Sometimes I take a salt bath beforehand, and if like dust, like not dust, if ashes from the sage get into the charm box or into the charms, I don't mind that at all, because I like that. I think it gives it a little bit of an earthiness, and also like just leaves some of that powerful cleansing in there. So I'm not sussed about that at all, unless you get Sooty Charms, which is a great stripper name. My name would be Sooty Charms if I could dance under any name anymore. But nobody wants to see an old lady dance like me dance anymore. But I would dance under the name Sooty Charms. Welcome to the stage, Miss Sooty Charms. Boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom, chicka, boom. All right. I'll send your box. Oh, honey, I didn't put the I Heart Crafting in there. Do we think we need this? It's a little bit ridiculous. I think it's a little ridiculous. I don't know that I need that. Maybe I'll make that a prize for everybody who likes and shares this video. You too can win an I Heart Crafting charm. No, I saw it. I just saw it just now. But Julie, you can cleanse with anything. You can cleanse with incense, anything smoke related. I've seen people cleanse with cigarette smoke. Like, probably not the best thing, but the whole idea is the smoke carries it up to the realm of spirit, right? So the smoke will cleanse it and carry off any negative vibes and let it rise up and go away. So that's the whole idea of smoke. So, or at least my understanding of it. So you can cleanse. I've seen people do stuff ritualistically with cigarettes, even if they have to. You know, because tobacco is considered, like in Native American culture, as a gift to the gods or to the spirits. Same with, sweetgrass, juniper, all that sort of stuff. What are you doing? He's like pushing his face on my hand. He wants to eat. All right, you guys, somebody's laughing at, I don't know what. Christine is laughing. So my charms are clean, and I'm going to add them to the box. Yeah, I'm not a fan of cigarettes either, Tammy, but you can use them in a pinch if you're really needing to. Oh yeah, David, Mary, you're only spiritual if they're American spirits, though. They have to have spirit in the name brand. Pall Malls don't count. That has mall in the name. If it's Pall Malls, then and it has mall in the name, you're not spiritual. You're suburban, basically. It's different. For those of you that are watching on Facebook, if there is anybody watching on Facebook, this is all comments, and I'm talking to people on YouTube, so I don't know that you guys can see these comments. All right, I'm going to sign off and go feed these little dogs, and then I might be back on in a little bit to try the new board and do some readings. If you guys are interested in purchasing a reading, I could certainly use some cash. So you guys can certainly reserve your spot. If you want to do that when I sign back on, you can do that. If not, then I might just give away readings just to get practice, but there's no guarantee. I probably will only do about 3 readings because it is long and time consuming. To do the 3 that we did the other night, it took me 3 hours. So because I'm a long-winded airbag, and it's a lot of like, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 sections. That's the reason why. It's pretty extensive. So each section gets a card, and then wherever the runes and all that stuff fall, and I have to look up the runes and all that sort of shit. So it takes a little bit. So you Mary does smoke American spirits. Oh, that's good. Ha, wah, 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 wah. I wonder how the Native American cultures feel about Indians being utilized for the sale of cigarettes by. I wonder if it's even a Native-owned company. I bet it isn't. I bet you it's some like corporate America thing run by a bunch of white dudes. All right, it's kind of like that, Land O'Lakes butter and all that sort of stuff. I think they took the Indian woman off the package. Maybe it's just, maybe I'm wrong about that. But I don't know. All right, I am going to go. I will see you guys later. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. And for those of you that are watching later when this is not live, thank you for watching. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you like the video or my, 12-year-old sense of humor and you want to watch more, you can certainly subscribe to the channel. And you can follow and hit the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I go live. And that's it. And you can also subscribe to the Patreon page if you want. That's a great way to support the channel. Thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers too. Those of you that are in here, Vicky, Tammy, I know Jen was just in here, Lisa. You guys mean the world to me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in a little bit, like probably within the hour. I'll come back on and we'll do a couple of hours of the new reading stuff. All right. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Have a good night. Bye.